This is a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. Her name is Snuggles. She is going to get a little bit of a summery clip today. Mom says this is out of control and she's not really able to do much with it at home. And it's very cottony. This is a lot of undercoat. I mean, it's surely wood card down, but her coat is not ideal. It's not going to lay flat like we're going to want it to. Plus, it just has never been worked. This is possibly her first real groom, but she's beautiful. And we're going to get all this hair away from the ears. So we're going to vent these ears. We're going to clip in there a little bit. She's going to look completely different when we're done, guys. So this is going to be an awesome one to film with you. What I would rather do is card this out. This is a Kenchi carding rake, undercoat rake. We could really work this out, but her coat has just never been worked like that. So I really feel it's best if we just go ahead and do a 7 pattern, give her a little bit of a, pattern trim and leave some of this fringy. So that's what we're gonna do today, guys. I'm Amy Lee. I am a certified professional pet groomer since 2003. I am also a content creator on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel called Go Groomer, and on that channel, I bring a new voice to the pet grooming industry, one that includes pet owners as a valuable consumer. By sharing my secrets of the pet grooming industry on my YouTube channel, it allows me to give pet owners the opportunity to provide quality care for their beloved pets at home, increasing value to their pets' lives, as well as increasing the bond they share with their pet. It's pretty awesome. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and my favorite place to hang out, which is YouTube. I'm going to be using my Kenchi Flash with the optional 7 blade. So this would be just like using a detachable blade, 7 blade. But I'm choosing to use my Kenchi Flash because I don't know that she's ever been clipped before. So you can hear it revving up in her coat. Her coat's thick, and this Kenchi Flash has a little bit of a power kick to it. If it needs to, it'll kick up the power. So we're basically just taking everything off underneath, around her skull line and her jaw line, really. And her coat is really thick. And this is pre-bath. There's some matting in here, but it's getting right through it. You can see that. So the reason I'm doing this pre-bath is there's no reason to go ahead and wash and dry all this, There again, I'm just starting at the base of the skull. I'm leaving all the ear hair. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that later. So hold the ear out of the way. Everything under the ear, under the jaw. There's some matting right there, but it's okay, pretty girl. We got right through it. She's being very good. So what I'm going to do, the pattern that I'm leaving, and she definitely has some dry skin due to all this coat. Some little irritation and stuff. Well, good job. I'm going to come right to above her breastbone, which is right there. And I'm just going to scoop out like that. And that's going to leave this skirting. I'll show you how we're going to blend all that together. It's going to look pretty. Coming down her shoulder, we're going to use that breastbone as our guide. Imaginary line. Good job. Scooping off right at that pattern line. And this is pre-clipping, so we don't want to get too crazy right now. We can tidy it all up later. And we're just going to keep coming on down with the lay of the coat. This Kenchi Flash is cutting right through it. This is probably the thickest coat I've ever attempted to trim with my Kenchi Flash, and I say A+ Kenchi Flash, you're doing good. There we go. Using that breastbone as our imaginary line that we're going to leave. But we're not going in a line like this. We're coming down with the lay of the coat. That way we don't see any hideous clipper marks or anything. I'm going to drop her pattern down a little lower because she's a little chubby. And that might help make her look a little slimmer. So I'm going to come down a little lower than I anticipated. Good job, girl. But she's just perfect, isn't she? We're pretty sure this may be her first real official professional groom. She is, I think, about 7 or 8 years old. She's not a baby, but she is a baby, and she's a pretty baby. Okay, so that's kind of setting that. Let's Let's take a look, get some of this out of the way. That's a lot of coat. Good job. Now we turn you around to the other side. This is kind of an awkward angle for me to work and try to stay out of the way of the camera. Yeah, this Kenchi Flash is doing nice. She's such a tiny little thing. She's so cute. And she's so sweet. I just come down about an inch down the tail. So I just like to keep that clean around where she goes to the bathroom. Her pattern's almost set, and then I'm going to brush her out thoroughly, and we're going right to the tub. And then we will bathe and dry, and then we're going to do the finish work. And we are going to go over this pattern one more time after she's out of the tub, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. It's looking really good. This we're going to trim up, guys. No worries. I'm going to show you. This is all going to look nice. I need to brush out these ears a good bit. We're going to tidy up this head. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. We're going to scissor in the feet and clean up the pads real nice. It's going to be a fun groom on a beautiful girl. Yeah. I'm just going to use a little bit of this Kenchi Flash Pet Grooming Spray. This is a detangler, conditioning, leave-in conditioner, anti-static. This is going to help me brush out these ears rather quickly. She has a lot of undercoat in there, just coat that doesn't get brushed out. It's okay. So I want to get all that dead coat out before I get her in the tub and wash her. As June the groomer says, we don't want to wash our dirty underwear. We're going to get rid of the dirty underwear before we get in the bath. Oh, he's something else. There we go. So that kind of made short work of that. Good job, honey. Let's just check. Yeah, we can get a comb through, so that's nice. Got a lot of that dead coat out of there. You can see it. It's just in there. It comes out when we brush it. Now we're going to give her a bath, and I'm going to show you a technique that I'm going to use in the tub to kind of thin this down with conditioner a little bit. We're going to get our Prima bathing system going. Yes, what is that? I know, it's going to make you look like a movie star. Yes, it is. Yeah, this is going to do a wonderful job on her coat. It's going to look real nice. We rinse her thoroughly, and then we're going to condition her, and then I'm going to show you a true industry secret to getting your dog's coat soft, silky, beautiful, and just amazing looking, especially a silky coat like this little girl. She's very clean. I have conditioner pre-mixed. This is a Tropiclean product. It is the moisturizing conditioner. It dilutes, I believe, 16:1. You want to work that conditioner in the coat real nice, okay? Because I'm going to show you what we're going to do and how we're going to make this coat look silky and lay flat when we're all finished. That's the goal that we're after with this beautiful little Cavalier Spaniel. First thing I want to do is brush through the coat while the conditioner's on. And I have a tub brush that's old and ratty, so that's what I'm going to use. And even brushing down the area that I've already clipped, the pre-pattern work that I've done, is going to kind of just card out some of that dead hair because this is a double coat. So brush through it. This is a very, very important step. Be gentle. The skin is wet. It's a little more tender when it's wet. Having the conditioner in here is just going to allow us to easily brush through this. It's going to make the biggest of differences in our finished work, guys, and in the way her coat will just lay nicely. These tub leashes are so safe. I designed it, and they are made by my friend Raquel, and I will link it in the description below. You can email her if you're interested in picking up one. She makes them in 3 sizes, small, medium, and large. And she ships anywhere in the U.S. I know a lot of people are commenting about the tub leashes. Where did you get that? And they are wonderful. And I use them in all different sizes. This is like more of a medium size I have on her, or a small, actually it's a small, then I have an extra small. So you can see what we're getting, you know, we're getting dead hair out, guys. Do you see that, baby? And that's what we want to do while the conditioner's in. And then we're going to thoroughly rinse the conditioner out of our coat, and then we're going to start the drying process. So that's what we'll be doing next. But now that I've brushed through it, and I can get a comb through it as well, see? It's all good, baby. It's all good. I am going to go for a Coat King now and thin that down. This is a generic Coat King made by Paul Brothers or Four Poles. I'm not sure who makes it. But let me see if this wants to pull any more of that dead coat out while the conditioner's in. Just gently gliding through in a kind of a brush action. And yes, I am getting more coat. And this is going to help her coat lay nicer when we're all done. I'm still going to do some scissor work, don't worry. But this is just going to make a big difference. Yes. So I'll show you again back here how I do that. Just with the lay of the coat, coming on down the coat. This is a really nice way. This is a 20-tooth, small single size Coat King, but this is the generic Coat King. So yes, this makes a huge difference, guys. And again, just continuing on, pull a little bit of that dead coat out with the conditioner in. It's a great tip, and it really gently and safely removes that dead coat that's causing her hair to stick straight out and look crazy. This is going to help it lay nice and flat when we're done. Good job, baby. Just be gentle and take your time. There's no reason to rush, and there's no reason to be forceful or quick. This is a process, all right? Just let it happen. And now we can thoroughly rinse all the conditioner off this little girl. Until the water runs clear, guys. Then you know you have all the product out of your dog's coat. And I use absorber towels to dry my dogs. This pulls so much water out of the coat to definitely cut down on our drying time. I'll show you here in a second how much water I squeeze out of this towel after I towel little Snuggles off. And it's very gentle, it's very soft. It's a very soft cloth, and you use it damp. You don't want to use it dry. You want to use it damp. So if it dries out on you, you just add some water, moisten it up, and wring it out, and then towel off your dog. It's very nice. So they're linked in the description below. I am affiliated with the absorber towel because I think it's an amazing product. Let's see how much water we get out of this towel. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Yep, it's quite absorbent. I like to clean their ears. I use Bark to Basics ear cleaner, and I have this already in a bottle because I buy it by the gallon. I always like to clean their ears immediately following their bath because in case any water got down in there, we're gonna get it all cleaned out. You can see her ears were a little bit dirty, but they're gonna be nice and clean now. And only clean in as far as you can see, guys, but squeeze some of that fluid down in there. That's itchy. So that when she shakes, very good. She's gonna release a lot of the fluid and dirt and stuff that was down in her ear. Then I'll take a dry cotton ball and just wipe everything out. And that's what we do. I always clean the ears right after the bath, just in case any water got in there. Now Snuggles is out of the tub. She's toweled off, and I am going to brush her one more time thoroughly. And then I'm going to run a comb through her. So I'll show you. And then we're going to go for that carding technique I showed you in the tub, the Coat King. I'm going to show you how we're going to use that again while she's still damp. I have my stand dryer warmed up, so I'm going to put that warm air on Snuggles now just to help pull some moisture out of her. I'm going to be force drying her in a second, but I always dry their head with the stand dryer anyway because they tend to enjoy that a little better than the force dryer. Some dogs actually do love the force dryer because it's kind of like sticking their head out of the window when they're on a car ride. because you can adjust it to turn it down, obviously, so you can just get a nice, easy airflow if you're going to be drying around their face or their ears. Good job. You know, because we conditioned her, it really makes the coat nice and pliable for this carding technique to work. And it is pulling dead coat, which is going to make her coat lay nice coming down off her pattern. It's okay, Snuggles. It's all right, big girl. So we always card in the lay of the coat, the way the coat grows, the direction it lays. And this is going to make a big difference. And this is what I got from her coat with this undercoat rake just after the bath. Help make the coat lay nice and flat. We removed this undercoat. So there you go. And I always trim the nails after the bath when the nails are just a little less brittle. Her nails are pretty long. Good job, baby. They're really long. I know, yes. I'm going back over everything with a 7 blade, and I'm also tidying up right above her ear with a 7 blade. I'm going to show you how we're going to bring this head all together. We're going to go over the whole body again, the pattern with the 7 blade, just to smooth everything down. You want your dog standing whenever you're setting a pattern, so you can clearly see how it's going to look when your dog is standing and moving and all that fun stuff. I'm setting her pattern a little lower because she's a little chubby. So I'm trying to make her look a little less chubby. I have changed my blade to the 4-in-1 Kenchi flash blade, and I have it set to a number 9, and I'm just going to fold the ear back and tidy up everything right in front of the ear. Be careful of this flap right here, guys. There's a flap of skin, and you could catch that with your clippers, so always be aware of it. And I'm just going to kind of graze with that 9 and just tidy up her face, because it's kind of, you know, out of sorts. So you can see, I'll do half and then show you how it looks against the other half of her face so you can see the difference. Just tidy up under those little lips and pull that flu back and tidy up in there. Good job. But beauty is worth it, isn't it? I know. This half of her face is still fuzzy, and this half isn't. I'm going to comb everything forward. You can see all this stuff that's sticking up and looks a little wild. It's my Jonathan David lightning shear, blending shear, and I'm just blending that off gently right into the back of her skull, which is where we started our clipper work. Good job, girl. That's my girl. Yep, that's my girl. Looking good. And we'll tidy up around her ears, and then her head is done. So her head looked really, you know, crazy there before we started our clipper work. And it's now looking much tidier. Then what I'll do is just fold this ear up a little bit, and I'm just going to thin, drag, and pull, because this is an area that gets very thick. Just to tidy that up. Here I'm going to hold the ear leather, and I'm just going to blend a little, just to blend that down in so it looks nice and lays nice. And it does, it looks great. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Snuggles, you're perfect. Yeah, this is looking amazing. All right, so there's our beautiful head. She's gorgeous. Now with all this, I'm going to use my Kenchi blending shear. I want her looking straight, and I'm dragging and pulling, just thinning this down and blending it off and blending it into her leg. And I'm going to actually scissor a lot of this leg hair off with this shear. It's a very powerful shear. It's more aggressive than it looks, but it just blends so nice. So you can see how uneven that is. I'm going to scissor it with my Jonathan David shear. This is the Lightning series from Kenchi. Now here, all this hair on the front, this needs to be gone on the front of her leg. So I'm just going to blend it off and back, which is just thinning down her leg. Then in this armpit area, she doesn't need all that bulky hair in there. Always use your comb to comb the hair up and down and all around. Looking a lot more tidy. Yes. So now I'm just going to, I have her pad. I'm being very careful. You could use a straight shear. We're going to clean out those pads in a second. So stay with me. I'm just taking a lot of this bulk out. So as if she's taking a step, I have her leg out, and I'm just debulking all this with my blending shears. And it's looking better already. She does not like to stand. She's very lazy. It's probably because she's overweight. So hopefully she'll get that in check. There you go, girl. That's looking good. Okay, I'm gonna blend down and debulk all this hair with this aggressive shear. I wouldn't want to use a chunker on this coat. It would definitely leave marks. It wouldn't leave a natural look. So we're after a natural look, you know. This is a pretty natural coat. It's nice. Blend this down, which is actually going to make her look a little thinner. If you hold the leg up, you can see all this hair underneath here. We're going to tidy up. Back here, I'm going to get her tail out of the way so I know where it is. And I'm going to blend this down and debulk it, just like we did on the sides. Take my Kenchi flash set to a 9, and I'm just going to trim around her anus, away from the anus in all 4 corners. This is just kind of a sanitary tidy up. It's okay. I know you don't like it. Now we can just carefully blend some of that off. That's good. Now we're going to trim this paw pad. I'm going to kick up my Kenchi flash to a 30, and I'm going to pull the hair down. See how I cut myself all the time? Scissors are very sharp. All right. And we're just going to take off everything that she would stand on. Everything that she would stand on. That's a good girl. And in a V shape in that big pad. Shaving in a V shape just like this, because there's a tendon right there. You want to be very careful. Now we have a clean pad. We just have to tidy up around it. And I'm going to use my Jonathan David blending shears again. You could use a straight shear if you're not comfortable around the pads with a blender. I just like the natural look on this breed, but you definitely wouldn't want to use a thinning shear unless you were quite accustomed to scissors and blending shears. Good job. I'm just coming all the way around. I see you don't like to stand. You're quite a lazy girl. You're quite a lazy girl. Well, I love you though. I do love you. Yes, I do. Nice and natural. I like that. We could have used a straight shear and that would be okay too. This is just what I choose to do. I like it. Same thing. We got our 30 blade. Nice and easy. Everything that she's going to be standing on, we're going to take off with the 30 blade on the Kenchi flash. Good job, Snuggles. Good girl. I'm just gonna blend off everything with my Jonathan David lightning shear carefully. So this looks natural. Good job, baby. You're such a good girl. I'm only really using kind of the last 1.5 inches of my shear right now because I have a lot of control over it. There. By using that, just that little, the tip, flip the paw over and just tidy up a little bit over top. We still wanted some of that natural look. Good job. We're just tidying up. We're scissoring with our blending shear. Scissoring with our blending shear. Good girl, honey. Oh boy, looking good, sister. Look at you. Good girl. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. Wait, you are being silly. Yes, you are. You are being silly. I really would like to see those feet. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out.